Alright guys, this is just a quick showing of how I did the setup for the dual tank or the single tank. No cables or no hoses for the HDB or pretty much any marker you have that where you can screw into an HPA tank setting thread. So any marker that has a stock screw-in tank, you can do this setup applies to. So if you want to get rid of your stock and cut down the length and keep it nice and short, and still have the tanks nice and tight to the marker. These are just 88 grams, but as you can see, it's still very compact. And yeah, I'm just going to show you guys how I made this manifold here. It's all basically just 1/8 MPT parts. You can get at your hardware stores or Amazon, AliExpress. I'll post the links in the video. But yeah, let me just show you what you need here first. So basically, I'm not gonna do a whole teardown and thing. I'm just basically gonna show you what you guys need to do and the parts. But first of all, you're gonna need your HPA. If you're using Umarex markers, you're definitely gonna need one of these HPA adapters. This one specifically is from criticalsituations.com. And also, the only other place to get these from is homedefense24.com as well. So, you get one of these, and then you have to, like all Umarex markers, you have to basically, this is an HDP. Yeah, so basically, yeah, you just have to get one of these adapters and then screw them in. And then this part, this is what you're going to need. It's a, I don't know, it's a tank adapter. It's got it comes with a nipple screwed in, one of those 1/8 nipples, the quick disconnect nipples. And this is the normal HPA tank, and I believe there's a name brand, Killhouse, you can get them, or you can get Ninja versions, Hazard versions of them. I just took the nipple out, and then what I have is, you can't really see it here, but it's the same thing as these little guys. There's 3 NPT settings. These are male NPT, and then there's another male and going in. And then as you can see, it's just a little nut for the NPT, so you can unscrew and screw it in. But yeah, basically it's just 3 of those. You also need the spacers, which I'll show you here. I don't have any loose, but this is this isn't a good example. That's kind of like a 120-degree one. But here, I'll show you. Hold on, do I have another quick set? Yeah, okay, hold on. If you can see on here, we got that piece I just showed you. It's all together. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces in total connected in there to that manifold. We have the same one right there, basically. But we have spacers. These are just a 1/8 MPT female and a 1/8 male. They're just for spacers to make it longer, like adapters to make it longer, to give you a little bit more room. You can stack as many of those as you need. But for this and the HPA, you only need the one. So the way I have it here is these are screwed in first. But on this one, we have them down here. So they're actually needed at the very end of your setup to go into the Killhouse HPA adapter. This is a universal HPA adapter if you want to look them up. Amazon has them, paintball stores have them, AliExpress has them. You can get them with one NPT hole, and you can get another one on the other side, so you can have an on-off. I'll show you here in a minute. But if you look, it's just the pieces you're going to need is the HPA. Sorry, you're going to need that adapter from the stores I told you about, Critical Situations and Home Defense 24. Then you need that HPA quick disconnect nipple connection. And then we have one of those NPT male end parts. And then we have, this is a three-way NPT female. And yeah, this spacer, this has the male end going in here and the female end there. And this is a 90-degree NPT. All these fittings are NPT. So this is a 90-degree. Once again, it's a male going into a female side. And then we got another one of those male end threaded. So they're double threaded male ends. And one end will screw into this. And then the other one screws into your HPA universal tank adapter. And then from there, you can put your ASA on-offs in your tank. But for CO2, you don't need this knob. You'll use one of these for your on-offs. And these are for your tanks. So when you screw your HPA tanks in, they're never engaged. Your marker's never under any pressure. You just screw this up until it butts up against the pin. And then when you're ready to use it, just barely a quarter turn, click, and it'll gas your marker up. Like you can have two different PSIs outputs, like 700 and then another 1100 tank. It'll allow you to just from one quarter click, you can turn from say 50 joules all the way up to 100 joules, or depending on how you customize your PSIs. But yeah, you can. And then there's other setups too where you can do more, but it's not necessary. I mean, if the low power is not going to work, you switch it to high power. But anyways, we're not talking about that right now. So yeah, guys, basically, you have two of the HPA universal tank adapters. You got the double male-ended 1/8 NPT adapter, so there's two male threads on there. And the threads will look like this. Right here, these little NPT fittings. So yeah, it'll be a little piece like this, and then it'll have two threads, one on this side and one on that side. So you're gonna need three of those. They come in 3 packs anyway, 3 or 4 packs for like $9 Canadian. But yeah, so again, we have you got the two universal adapters. You got your the male ends right there. And then you got your two 90-degree NPT fittings. And then your two extension NPT fittings. You got your T-bar. And then you got your other double male end. And then you got your universal fill nipple HPA plug. And then your Critical Situations or Home Defense 24 T4E HPA adapter for the rear tank adapters. But let me see here. Yeah, I don't really have. Anyways, but yeah, here's what pretty much the parts look like. I can unscrew and show you guys actually here. So yeah, these are the double nipple ends I'm talking about. One end's painted and one end has Teflon tape on it. And then there's a nut in the middle so you can screw them in and out. So yeah, you're going to need about 3 of those for a double setup at least. And also, guys, you can customize how high up you want your tanks. Like, you see how I got this 90-degree here? if I take the 90-degree out, I can just take this male end and screw it into that extension, and then that will let me raise the tank up a little bit higher if you want it a little bit higher. And you can even go higher than that too. So like, even have the tank up here. If you do the same, flip this 90-degree upside down, then you'll be going upwards, and then you can switch it so your tank's going up high if you want. And yeah, when you do it like that, you can have an HPA adapter. You can, sky's the limit. You can have 4 tanks if you wanted, but it's unnecessary, especially if you've just got a stock setup with the ammo. I'm doing this because I have 30 rounds. As you can see, I have 14 10-gram Home Defense 24 riot balls in there. And I got another 16 of the 10 grams of Home Defense 24 riot balls. So I got 30 shots in total. So it's necessary to have this 2 tanks. But as you can see, it's very compact. I mean, it's not heavy at all. Like, really, it's not heavy. You can hold it with one hand, but it's not comfortable. 2 hands, definitely very comfortable. Very light, very compact, very powerful. Now, that's what I want for defense. Not one of these CO2 pistols that you get one good shot and then everyone just gets weaker and weaker. And then how many shots do you got in total? Like, to me, that's worthless. It's not, I can't trust that. I would never feel safe with that. To each their own, though. But yeah, guys, all these, you can put all this together with just basic wrenches. Or I just use adjustables because some of these nuts and fittings all have different size nuts, so it's just easy sometimes to have a couple of these sitting around, adjustables. Yeah, you can do it to pretty much all the markers, all the gun. And here's another thing I want to show you. Anyways, let me just put this on here. See, I'm not using the spacers right now, but I'll just basically show you a quick setup. So, as you can see in the first place, we got our nipple HPA adapter universal from Killhouse. And then we got our 3-way NPT, 1/8 NPT, female, female, female end. And then we got those double nipples. There's one there, one there, one there. The double threads, NPT 1/8 thread. So, yeah, basically this is an HPA plug. That's HPA. So, what we're going to do is we're going to just screw that on here for now, just for show. You'd obviously Teflon tape it or Loctite it. And then we got another one here, so you just basically screw these on like that. Nice and tight. I'm obviously leaving them loose just for show right now. But, and then yeah, if you're wondering what this knob is, this is a 1/8 NPT degasser. So, like normally I would have all these painted, everything would be painted black, so you wouldn't see none of this Teflon. And it would be screwed in a lot more, but this is just for a demo, so. But yeah, once you're done, these don't degas. These are just on-offs. They're ASA on-offs for when you screw your tank in here, it won't engage your tank until you turn it, so. And then when you unturn it, but your gun will still be engaged, you need to purge the air. So you just use this little knob here, give it a turn, and psh, it'll let all the all the air to your marker, and then you're good to store it again, back on your shelf. It won't never be under any pressure. So you can change your power, never under any pressure. I mean, what else can you ask for? Lots of ammo if you add an extra magazine. I have a video showing how to do that. I'm pretty sure I do. But yeah, guys, so all in all, for a dual tank setup, I have an HDP 50 here set up with a Home Defense 24 mock silencer. And so yeah, basically that was for a single setup here, but yeah, let me undo this. Okay. 1 second here. unscrew this. Okay. So yeah, so this is just an HDP here. It's got a degasser here. It's a mercurized degasser. And we'll just screw this in. It's got one of those HPA adapters from Critical Situations and Home Defense 24. I believe they supply all the stores over here in America too, like MCS and all them guys. I'm pretty sure they give them guys stock, so you can probably find their products over there as well. But yeah, so I wouldn't normally do this. Yeah, actually, yeah. This is my modified one. As you can see, it's all beat to hell. This thing's like 4 years old. It's been through hell with the modifications, but I've got all this knocked out. And this is just a repair to put it back to stock setup. But this is for a longer magazine extension. I got this up to like a 27, 30 round magazine in a rifle setup. But yeah, basically here's what it looks like on an HDP. If you had it in a carbine, it would look a lot more better. But yeah, any HPA tank now, you would just go screw it in. Like for instance, I'm not sure if I have enough volume because I haven't used a spacer in here. I just got the nipple. I didn't use the spacer, so my tank might be a little bit too close to the... Oh, yeah, it is. So for the HPA tank, I would have to put a spacer. So, but for the 88 tank, we're probably game. And these are the 38 gram CO2s. So yeah, we could actually stick a couple of these in if we wanted to. Plus the 88 gram on another side. Or whatever. Yeah, here's an HPA tank. CO2 tank, sorry, an 88 gram and a pepper ball. On off. So yeah, you just stick that in there. And then boom. And then when you're ready to gas up, you just give this a quarter turn and you're gassed up. Turn it off. Now, okay, yeah, so hold on. I'd have to preset this. I would need a spacer for this too. But I think I can get it to work. Yep. Alright, there you go. So, now if I had my long magazine in the carbine, this air would be all worth it. I mean, you don't need this much air just for a 6-shooter. I mean, it's not likely you're going to get a chance to reload, so all this air would just be pointless. By the time you shot all 6 of your shots, if the guy's still there, he's coming after. I don't think he's going to let you reload, so... yeah, guys, anyways, that's just basically how it's done. And to do the singles, instead of using this right here, you just use a 90 coming out of your HPA nipple adapter, that part. You just have a 90-degree angle coming out. Let's see. Okay, yeah, here, so we got one. Basically, you just put your 90-degree in there instead. And then you would have your spacer coming out, and then your double male end connector, and then you would put your tank adapter, one of these, in right there. So basically it would look like this. This would go in there. Basically, yeah, this would screw in like that, and instead of having a two-way, you just have the one-way corner. See what I mean? You just get the one-way coming out, and then you can divert the tank, just one single tank on either side, a marker. With the revolvers, you have to reload your magazine in out here, so it's best to go on this side. But for all other markers, like the HDB and all that, HDX, I've even got it done to the HDX, the M17, the VKS, all those markers where you have an HPA connection like this is capable. So now if you have like those 60-round drums, 30-round drums, or those big magazines, and the 13 CIs just ain't cutting it. Um, you'll get about most 13 CIs, you get around 17 to 20 good shots, maybe let's say 15 to 20 shots, depending on the marker. So it's better to use a double tanker for something like if you're going to have 30 shots or 60 shots. And then also, if you can use those carbon tanks, the carbon fiber tanks, a 15 CI is about the same length almost as a 9 or as a 13 CI, and it's carbon fiber 4500, so it holds a lot more air, a lot more shots, which that means. But yeah, anyways, guys, this is just a quick showing of what I did for the HDB. I will mark the parts down. I'll show each individual marker. I'll make a video and do a showing, and I can explain the singular setups a little bit more. But if you just pause it on this screen here, I'll throw the links down in the video as well. But it's just all NPT fittings. They all screw in. I mean, you just look at this diagram, and when you get all your parts, you'll know exactly what to do. And by the way, when I wrap my parts with Teflon, let me see one here. So yeah, I'll take my tape, and here's that nipple. So I'll go around it like, a good, because I use this cheap Amazon stuff. You get like 10, 12 packs for like $10 or something. But I noticed it's really thin, so I go over it like at least 25 full rounds. And then that way when I screw it into my parts, it's just cranked tight and it just locks, so it's able to hold the weight of all the tanks without spinning and coming loose. Like if you don't use a lot of Teflon and stuff like that, I mean, if you have fresh brand new parts, you can get it really tight, but with the Teflon, it just it locks it solid. So yeah, I find if you use too much, it's too stiff. You can end up screwing in tight and then splitting your other, the female end. You can get a split down in it. So I find if you're using this cheap Amazon stuff, like I am, then you're good with about 25. If you're using normal stuff, oh God, probably like 10 rounds, maybe the most. But anyways, I don't ever, like honestly can sit here and tell you, I don't ever get leaks with these. I never have any issues. I have more issues with my O-ring connections than I do with Teflon and threads. But yeah, NPT threadings are kind of tapered, so they're kind of designed to lock in and kink up. But once you keep loosening them, they wear out. So Teflon's a must. Lots of it. But yeah, guys, I'll be showing you some of the single setups and stuff too as well. Gonna post some in the groups, and yeah, here's the HDB, and don't forget about Home Defense 24 and critical situations adapters. They're the inventors of these, but I think they sell them in lots of stores now throughout the world actually. Do your diligence. You can also check it out. You just Google this stuff and it'll come up wherever they are. But yeah, your local paintball store has all these 1/8 NPT fittings. And Amazon's got them, eBay's got them. AliExpress has them for really cheap, but you do wait a little bit longer. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this, guys. You guys take care, stay safe as always, and have fun.